some promos for that. I don't have any details on what I want to do for the promos for 2024, but those promos are going to be SBC and SBFC related, and we're going to make it. We're going to give it some consideration so that we can find the best way. Because I've been talking with several members, and they're looking for opportunities to get a hold of SBFC. They're looking for promotions on making that something that we can launch a little bit earlier. It's kind of been it's been on the back burner since we started the share bounty programs, but we need to go back to promoting all of the active areas of our website. So we need to promote our agents. We need to promote SBFC, and we need to get that SBC wallet up and running. And I've talked to my developers about that. We should be on track for the SBC wallet within the next 2 weeks. So that's going to be pretty exciting. The way that it's going to work is you don't have to register for it. All you have to do is log into your KCBO, and when your KCBO is current on a certain day of the January, we will do all the deposits for your current rewards. Any of the remedy funds will be sent to your wallet on SBC. And then we're going to look at putting back in the automation for SBC rewards. So, a lot of the SBC rewards and the TBC rewards that all of the members have been receiving over the last 2 years has been a manual process. So every first of the month, I create those records, and I send the SBC rewards to members. And back when we had TBC, I was doing that as well. One other thing I wanted to mention regarding TBC is a lot of the discussion in the Telegram threads has been, hey, what happened to my TBC? I've got one member who had some TBC several years ago, and they never migrated it, and they wonder where it went. Well, I was trying to find a blog that admin had wrote, admin Jack, over a year ago, where he basically said, we're going to take a snapshot of the TBC wallet, and then we're going to do a purge of members and whatnot. So if you don't have TBC, if you're not showing TBC in your SBC rewards balance, that's because either you didn't have any or you weren't active over the last year. But that is not a reason for concern. TBC is an old concept. It wasn't going to be sustainable, but SBC is sustainable. SBC has a fixed price. It's not going to go up. It's not going to go down. It could go up, but it's definitely not going to go down. But SBC rewards, if you are currently making your KCBO payments, you're receiving 200 SBC rewards every single month. And for the month of December, you're going to get an extra 1,000. And we're going to continue those SBC rewards going forward, because SBC is going to be the currency that we're going to be working for as our private currency going forward, and being able to utilize that in the real world to actually, realize the mission of the original TBC. So with that, I'm going to wrap the details up. The other thing that I need to make a mention of is this is our last meeting for the year, which is great. But what I want to do in the next year is I need to make some changes. This particular time frame on Wednesdays is not the best time frame for me. And I know that we have another part of the world, particularly our Philippines members. It's quite late in the AM, the early AM, after midnight in the Philippines. So in order for us to be able to have a meeting for our African and United States people and our Indian and Philippines people, we're going to have two separate meetings at two separate times. So I need to discuss, you know, I understand Mbe can be our moderator and our host for this meeting for the African and the, you know, the United States, this half of the world. And then we can look at having another meeting at a later time that is going to be available for the Philippines members. So I'm going to be working on that with the Privy Council. I'm going to meet with them early next week. We're going to make those suggestions and changes. Just an FYI, there will not be a founders meeting next week. So next Wednesday, we're not going to have a founders meeting, but we're going to have a founders meeting starting up again after the 9th or 10th of the month. So I will work with the Privy team to find out when those meetings are going to be. It's going to be just a slight change, not going to be, not to be too big of a change, but we're just going to have our second meeting in a time frame where the other half of the world can also participate. So with that, I wanted to make one last thing is the SBC or SBFC that I'm going to be sending out to the members who paid in advance. That's going to be processing today over the next 24 hours. I've got to go through and find all of our members who paid in advance and then determine whether they paid during the 22 or whether they paid during the 32 cycles. And then we're going to get the SBFC out to those members. And so that you could expect to see that in your registered wallet over the next 24 hours. So with that, let's go ahead and open up the floor to Q&A. The only thing that I want to avoid as far as Q&A goes is let's not talk about whether you're qualified or not qualified for the shared bounty rotator. That's being worked on, and I'm convinced that it's going to be fixed to my satisfaction. So, you know, over the next 24 hours here, we're going to see that qualification system is doing exactly what I want it to do with no extra frills or details. And then the other thing, Mbe, is let's keep the questions to one per person. I know we have not been able to take very many Q&As over the last couple of weeks. So I want to make it so that it's one per person. So if you've got a question, make it your best question, and we're gonna just stick to one question per member and go forward with that. All right, let's go.
Okay, thank you very much, admin. We're going to start with Gina.
Good day, admin. How are you? Wonderful. So, trying to think which question to ask. One of them, I'll just send to you privately. So you're talking about the payments, and I had mentioned to you my friend who has 6 children, 4 and 2 twins. She's wanting to know, so I'm going to ask this one first, and I'll just message you the other one. How many of her children can she, like for the training wheels thing, her children can she yell it for, because they don't wallet.
Well, the training wheels program
to receive the training wheels.
Yeah, so the training wheels program, I'm going to be honest here. The training wheels program is basically it's a benefit, but it's a benefit to help you learn how to become a sponsor. It doesn't last forever. It's only for 2 months.
Right,
Once you get into the trainings, yeah. So
I told her for 2 months.
Yeah, what's the potential of your children recruiting other members? Is it? I mean, the real question is, you can have that wallet, you can have that registered bounty address wherever you need it. There's no restriction on any of that.
Okay.
You know,
some of the teenagers, the younger ones know. The teenagers, yeah, there's potential for them. Okay.
Yeah. So as long as the potential is there, there's no real concern that I have. The training wheels program is only going to be available to them, one time for 2 months. So once they're into it, the next step is to go into the shared bounty program. So of course, you can, educate the children on how to do that. It's kind of up to you how you want to do that. I don't have any specific, restrictions for children, and obviously there's a lot of our members that want to set up our children, and eventually our children are going to grow up.
Absolutely.
So,
Now, can we put people under people?
what do you mean by that?
Like, can she bring people in and then choose to put them instead of under herself, under her children? But she's still
As long as they use the referral link, you can go wherever,
okay.
where you see fit.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I know what to tell her.
Yeah, and it would be great to make sure that obviously when the children are old enough to understand what it is that their KCBO is and how it works, it would be good to make sure that those those children are brought up with all the education that a sponsor can give.
Right. Absolutely. That's very understandable. Okay, I'll send the other question to you because it's a little bit more technical. Slightly. Okay. All right. Thank you, and God bless. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so we'll take another person, MBA. I don't know. MBA.
That's Wademaya. Wadepaya here is Musa.
Okay.
Thank you, Mbe. Thank you, admin. And I think this, like you said, this is the last call. Happy New Year to everybody. So my question is about the new wallet, because the new wallet will contain our SBC coin. So though some of us, we have very much Firehose or SBC coins. So how admin think those SBC coins can be spent? How they can be spent in the future?
Well, I've covered this in previous meetings. We need to get to that part as we evolve. So admin Jack several years or a couple of years ago had worked with a company that had Bitcoin ATMs, and back when TBC was originally developed on the Bitcoin beta program. So the actual Bitcoin code was used to create TBC, and it evolved obviously into something completely different than Bitcoin. But originally the idea was for ATMs with QR codes to be able to be using TBC out in the world. So there are different kinds of technologies that are available. We're going to be looking into those technologies. Our investors that we have looking into us are going on a couple of steps. So we have investors that are interested, but they're not engaged. Those investors will become interested when we show sustained growth, when we show exponential growth, and when we get to those, there's going to be a new structure that's going to be created for SBC, and that's going to be an international banking structure that's going to be developed specifically by our investors development team. They're going to come in and they're going to put that together. So that's the next step. So when we receive their, they're going to be looking at us very closely. They're watching us now. When they see that we've hit a certain membership and a certain amount of growth, that's going to get them interested in moving forward with SBC as far as creating that international structure. Then once we have the international structure, then we're going to be working with tech teams, and we're going to be looking at the possibility for being able to use like Apple Pay or things like that with your phone, or Google Pay, where your phone is going to be able to basically be a credit card or some sort of transfer device. So those technologies we're going to look into. We want to obviously find the best technology that's going to work out in the world, and how it works and how it's going to actually come about. I don't have any ideas. I only can look and speculate at what we can actually utilize out there in the world. But I know that the transactional, being able to use your phones for transaction, you could be a card, you could make a gateway payment. There's all sorts of ways that we can utilize the SBC in your wallet and the funds that are there when the investors come in and fund SBC. When that comes in, we're going to find ways to use the technology of the time to get it out there. So what's the technology today? I mean, obviously right now you can use your smartphone pretty much anywhere. The website used to be smartphone money. That was the direction that we were going, and we're going to go back to that direction. But right now, we're going to be focusing on growing our membership, getting that membership sustained, and then having the exponential growth that we're looking for. We'll build our international structure, and depending on how we go through the year of 2024, we can get to the point be a reality. That it's all based on how quickly we can build our community back. So one thing that I mentioned in the past couple of meetings is Admin Jack. There was a point in time where we had 50,000 active members. One point in time, that was an incredible amount of active members. And my investors that I'm working with, that I've been talking to, are very much excited that we hit that point. But they weren't involved with Admin Jack at the time, and Admin Jack was working down a different investor path. I didn't know those investors, and it wasn't my place to advise Admin Jack on where to go find investors. So that's why when we were at that 50,000 members, 56,000 members, when we were actually there, we probably could have engaged these investors, and we'd be there right now. But we're not there right now. We're only 10% of that. So if we could get back to the point where we're 50,000 members once more, that would be absolutely amazing. Our price of SBFC is going to be quite high at that point. So SBFC will be high when we hit 58,000 members. Our SBC will be a imminent reality once we hit that 58,000 members. But I know that's some steps down the road. So one of the things that, like I was saying, for starting in January and throughout the next year, I'm going to start promoting SBFC, and I'm going to be promoting SBC in a way that will help all of our members find ways to recruit more and to bring more of their downlines back. So just as a final part to this example, one of my Filipino leaders came to me and said that they've got a couple of members that have, they're wanting to make sure that they're qualified. Well, I checked that they're qualified, and they have 70 downlines, but only 2 of them are paid, so that they would qualify for the shared bounty program. But you've got 70 downlines. You've got 70 members underneath you that don't even know that this is going on, that we're having the shared bounty program, and you've got to reach those 70 members. So when I see that they only got their 2 to qualify for the shared bounty, it made me feel like we're not doing enough. The shared bounty is just the incentive to bring those 2 in, but we've got to find additional incentive to bring those other 70 members in. That's what's important. Hopefully that answered your question. Any follow-up?
I just want to thank you for the answer. This is the second time I'm asking the same question, and the answer is the same. So we'll keep eyes on that one in 2024. And bring, I have 122 members under me. So this is one of the answers I will take to them so that to bring them back in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, we'll take another person, MD Sazel Amin. Unmute. Unmute MD. MD Sazel Amin. All right, we're waiting for you. We'll take Abbas. Unmute Abbas.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
Okay, I have
sir,
unmuted.
sir, my from Bangladesh. Understand, sir?
Okay.
So actually, my question, morning time, follow my ID. So my ID and continue. Your admin, any system coming. So actually, I am follow me. Continue, not violated. Understand, sir? Hello,
I'm sorry. I don't understand. What was the question again?
sir. Actually, your system I am continue following. Understand? So shared bounty also continue. So today morning time my ID last payment date. Okay. So morning time follow my ID where front side writing you are a shared bounty not shared bounty program. Understand? So I am
Yeah.
tension free.
So
It also have payment.
I asked that we not discuss the shared bounty program as far as the qualification goes. If you're not showing that you're qualified, that's because there's a glitch in the system that the developers are working on. So just be patient for 24 hours. And if you are finding that you're qualified but are not, then you can raise a ticket with that. But we are working on that system. And like I said, by the next 24 hours, that system is going to be working properly.
I will be free.
Okay, so already I'm payment my ID. So my download also 5 ID payment today. Same system coming. So now also shared bounty already showing my ID. Okay, sir. So also I'm tension feel. So that's why I'm question. Okay, sir.
All right, so we have a little bit of language barrier. So I mean, they are working on it to fix that. Okay. So Abbas, are you here now?
Yes, I am, Mosambe.
Right.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am a little unclear in my mind, as to an issue of conversion. The conversion of GGR, the conversion of Joy G, the conversion of whatever on the stock funds, you remember? Now, my problem here, which I need really a full explanation to be convinced, that I bought Joy, oh no, it was K-Love that we staked, and we staked and we bought it in dollars. We actually bought it in dollars, but now it has been changed to SBC. I'm not convinced. If I bought in dollars, I think my dollars should remain as dollars, not to be changed to SBC. I'm thinking this way because of the experience we went through with TBC. As a co-member of the TBC, I have so much of TBC, and I was holding my head high in the street, that I'm a multimillionaire, At the end of the day, it came to naught, to zero. If it was something concrete like dollars, you know, that I have I have staked, I think I feel that those dollars should remain as dollars. You know, I don't know if you understand my mental state of being on this issue. So I just wanted to get a little explanation to it. Thank you.
Okay, I understand completely where you're coming from, and yes, you staked your dollars, and the system gave you
SBC.
Well, it gave you SBC, but SBC also equates to dollars. So when you have your staked amount, so say you staked $100, okay?
Yes.
Your $100 in stake came back as $284. So
Correct.
$284, that's what you got. Now we convert that to SBC, and we divide that by a grain of, you know, SBC, one SBC is equal to 1 grain of gold. So $4.12. So we divide your 284 by 4.12, and that gives you the SBC amount. The SBC isn't going to change. It's not going to go down. It's going to be sticking at 1 grain of gold. So GGR was 1 grain of gold, and SBC is going to be 1 grain of gold. So your $284 is converted into $284 in SBC. Now, there is no US dollars in our system, so there's no way for us to give you US dollars back. And in fact, you staked K-Love, and the K-Love isn't worth what you deposited when it was staked anyway. So we're giving you that conversion to something that is solid and concrete and something you can rely on. So your staked amount, where you're receiving $284 back from your stake, is still $284 just in SBC. So when you finally get to use your SBC wallet and be able to use those funds for whatever you need to use them for, you're still going to have that $284 worth of SBC sitting there.
Okay, I actually staked $1,000 from K-Love. You know, well, should I hold in my mind that I have an equivalent of 2,840,000? I mean,
yes,
dollars. Okay.
Yes, that's what you have in SBC. So when it comes time to spend that SBC, when you're able to spend that SBC, you'll be able to spend that $2,840 worth of it. Yes.
Well, I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Admin Scott.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. So we'll take another person. Johnny C. I don't know if I can pronounce this very well. Johnny C. Is it Johnny C? I don't know. Unmute. Unmute Johnny C.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good afternoon, admin and co-admin. I'm when I say business, I'm okay with the new presentation you have presented. But I have 3 challenges personally concerning
Well,
the
if they're personal, they should be in the form of a ticket. You should have a ticket for those.
No,
do you
okay.
have do you have a question about how something works, or I mean, how does this relate personally?
Relating to the SBC and SBFC.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing is, what I don't understand is, what is the difference between the SBC and SBCF? That's the first question. Because reading from the blog, I didn't get the explanation. Then the second thing is that the smart contracts, the one we use for the Joy G, it says that it got to a point they were saying that admin said people are selling it whilst we are not selling it. So the price kept on declining, saying people should stop selling. But as at that time, no one was selling it. So I want to know concerning this smart contract address for SBCF. So how is the price going to shoot, or how is this going to decline? What are the indicators it's going to use to maybe go up after the bull market or something like that? If I can get that one too clear. Then the third one is that there was something that SBC when we were in it. I joined TBC in 2017 actually. I was paying my program fee day in and day out. But it's got to a point that no, you pay, you don't get anything. From supposing you are buying anytime you buy assets, $30 for almost 3 years, 4 years. By this time you could have gotten around $10,000, $5,000. But now is your values are standstill. So at what time? Because last year when he converted it to Joy D, he said that Joy D by January everyone will be millionaire. So we are moving to another January with another promise. What's the surety in that? If my question is clear, so I want explanation to that. Thank you.
Okay, so all three of your questions are going to be found right here within the SBC blog. So you want to know what the difference between SBC and SBFC is. That's
Yes.
going to be here. So SBC is going to be a private currency. SBFC is a smart contract. It's a currency out there. The reason you can't sell it is because it hasn't been given any funding yet. SBFC is an internal funding coin. We're going to create the liquidity pool for SBFC before we turn around and launch it. So one of the mistakes that was originally made with K-Love and Joy G was it was funded with a very small amount. So when there is no distribution of coins, so Joy G started with $4,000. You could buy Joy G for $4,000. Well, that was because there were no coins out there. Once the coins started to be distributed, that liquidity pool started to break down into smaller amounts. So those who wanted to sell their SBFC were selling it at somewhere around in that 4,000 range, but they were not able to get the full 4,000 out of it. So if you wanted to sell, I'm actually not going to go into the details on that because I'm just going to get this frustrated and whatnot. But SBFC, we are holding the funding for that in our liquidity pool, and it's based on our membership. When our membership reaches a certain amount, the price of SBFC will go up, and that's an internal price of SBFC. That's our price. When we get to the point where we can launch SBFC, and that could be tomorrow, that could be a month from now, that could be a year from now. When we get to the point where SBFC has reached enough liquidity so that the SBFC that is out there can be utilized properly, and the funding that we have can be injected into the markets for SBFC, then you'll be able to start exchanging SBFC out in the exchanges. But right now, SBFC does not exist in the exchanges, and it won't exist in the exchanges until we get to our goals. So you'll find that information is here in the blog. Your other questions are also addressed here in the blog. So what my suggestion is, I started becoming the admin in September of 2023. So for the last 3 months, I've been the admin of SBC, and in that time, I've created countless numbers of blogs that are very detailed and have a lot of information specifically for all three of your questions. So I would take the time to go through all of these individual updates. You're going to find a lot of information in here. There's even some training details in there. So that's my suggestion, is to spend some time in the blog. Everybody should be spending time in the blog. I know that there hasn't been one since the Christmas blog here, but the blog is where I communicate most effectively. When we're having a meeting and we're in active discussion.
Oh, sorry.
What's that?
Yeah, I do understand. Then the last question is concerning. So if I get it right, It means we are now going to fund for liquidity for SBC, right? Is the committee who is going to fund, who is going to look for liquidity for SBC, right?
Yes, we're working on building liquidity pool for SBFC.
Okay,
that's something we're going to focus on in the month of January. We've got to find ways to incentivize our members to work with us in order to fund that liquidity pool.
Yeah. So what about this one? What do you call it? The 1,000 USDT and 225. How are you going to get this much?
So John, I say you are eligible to just one question. We have a lot of people here. So if you have any other question, you can put it on maybe a ticket or maybe on Telegram.
Yeah, I think you're going to benefit a lot from reading the blog. There's a lot of details in there, specifically any ones that relate to SBC and SBFC, the ones that you're looking for.
Right. So we'll take another person, Harry.
Yes, yes, good time for to everybody, admin and everybody. Thank you. And happy new year I wish to everybody. Thank you. One question that I have is that we used to pay members a year or more, 2 or 3 or whatever. We have been trying to pay like a year, and the system doesn't allow. Is that a new way to do it? Had to be like a monthly, or is it possible to do like a year or 2 years or 3 or so in advance? That's one thing. And then I'm trying to contact the over the Zoom support, and it seems like it's very hard. Since last week, I'm trying to contact somebody who help me with that, because some of my people want to pay, a year or 2, sometimes 3 years, and I have been not able to do it. So help me with that if it's possible, or there is a new way to pay. It has to be monthly by monthly, or can be done like in advance several years or at least 1 year. Also, yesterday, one guy told me that if it's possible that he can, because he had got problem with his MetaMask and stuff, and he's kind of busy, that if I can pay for him the donations, he planning to do donations like for a whole year, it's possible to make the pay for him from my wallet. I don't know if it's possible also. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'll address your last question first. You can register any wallet to any account. So if your other person wants to make a payment on your behalf, they can log into their KCBO, register their wallet, and make a payment for you. That system allows for them to do that. You can also have their wallet address registered to your account. So you can have multiple accounts with the same registered wallet address. That's just a way of securing your payment between you and the system. Your first question, though, is in regards to advance payments. So right now, our system does not allow you to do advance payments because of the shared bounty program, and because the program requires that each member that is participating makes a payment each month to put into the system. That requires us to make it so that we have to do on a month to month. Now, I've already talked to the Privy Council, and we've already discussed over our last founders meeting ways that we can accept advance payments. But the way that that's going to work, it's going to be what basically it will have to do is it'll have to take those advance payments and put those payments on hold. So if you want to pay for a year in advance, you would be able to pay that year in the system, and then it would hold all of the funds for the next 11 months and then apply them in each month. It would not result in instant bounty for all those months. So what would end up happening was each month you would receive the instant bounty in those sections. So we would have to hold those funds in escrow, essentially, and then they would get applied every month going forward. So that's something that we're working on. It's not ready. We're not doing that yet. There will be an announcement in the blog when we do put that together. But right now, in order to stay active with the shared bounty program, it has to be a month to month. But we'll make an announcement when we do get it to a point where members can do an advance payment that way.
Thank you. All right, understand.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so we'll take the last caller.
This will
Sunday.
be our last one.
Right.
All right. Good evening, admin and Mr.
Good evening.
Imbi. Good work for you guys, and you'll be doing great. Compliment of the season. So please, a quick one. We've been following up. I've been following up the activities that I've been doing. Trying my best, but I'm not trying to get maybe from the admin if there is any plan. You see, our community is expanding, I know, and now you can see that it's shrinking. And the way I look at crypto space, I discovered that some of the community, some of the coin that you are having, cryptos, they don't have the kind of belief we have in our community, but they are on other exchanges. Do admin have it in his program for next year, going forward, 2024, that we will be listing in some of these big exchanges like Coinbase or Binance and etc.? So that's I want to know. Is it in our agenda? Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your question. First of all, SBC will never be listed on Coinbase or any of those exchanges. The whole entire concept of the SBC community is to have our own private and secured economy. And for us to work on the global economies, we would be regulated in those global economies like everyone else is. So SBC is never going to be on those exchanges. Now, does that mean the SBFC won't be on those exchanges? That is not something that I can say. It is possible. For some reason, I use a wallet that allows us to add, I don't use Trust Wallet and I don't use MetaMask. I use a different wallet. It's a BSC wallet. And I found that it somehow imported K-Love. I had some holdings of K-Love and I never did the conversion. So, it's just sitting out there. And I logged into my wallet and it all of a sudden recognized that K-Love was in that wallet. And I thought that was kind of strange because K-Love was never put on any of the exchanges. And for this wallet to even know what K-Love is as a smart contract so far down on the Binance network, it kind of seemed a little strange. But if that's possible, then SBFC could become possible on those exchanges at some point in time. I don't have any goals to put SBFC on Coinbase or any of those exchanges. It would definitely be with the swaps, the MetaMask swaps, the Pancake swaps, the Uniswaps and things like that. So it would be available in that area. But as of right now, it's just not. So it's a yes and a no kind of answer. Yes, we do want to be SBFC. We want to be out there on exchanges, but SBC, we do not want to be out there on those exchanges.
I wish us good luck. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All
All
right.
that's the last one, admin.
That's the last one.
Right. All
right. So next week we're not going to have a founders meeting. We'll resume after the 9th. A blog will be put out and notice on Telegram will be put out for when our next meeting will be, and having the alternate schedule so that all parts of the globe can participate in at least one or the other of our meetings. The SBFC for advance payments is going to go out today over the next 24 hours. And the qualification notification in your KCBO for the shared bounty program is going to be finally fixed the way that I want it to be. And that's going to be over the next 24 hours. So we're getting close. We're down to 9 days for, is it 9 days? Yep. So 9 days and just a couple of hours for the next bounty collection. Also keep in mind that it's going to be the same as last month's bounty collection. It's going to be automatically sent to your registered bounty address. So make sure that if you have not registered your bounty address, for the Bitcoin bounty registration, make sure you go and you do that, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to receive your instant bounty for your referrals. And that's the way that the shared bounty program is going to pay those out. Also, one more thing to keep in mind, the Training Wheels bounty program, that's going to be issued the same way that the shared bounty will be issued. So the members that qualify for the Training Wheels program will receive their that bounty into their registered bounty address. So the system is going to tell you if you don't have a registered bounty address yet. So new members that have signed on that are participating in the Training Wheels program, it is necessary for you to register a bounty address for you to be able to receive the bounty on January 6th. So we're going to keep track of that. We'll make sure that we put out another blog and put some details out there before the 6th, so everybody can make sure that they are properly registered with their bounty address and make sure that they can receive their funds. So with that, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Let's make this a great 2024. We've got our SBC wallet coming in 2024. We've got some new promos for SBFC coming in 2024. And we've got the shared excitement that our membership is growing. It has been growing, pretty consistently for the last month and a half. And that is a testament to all of our members. Let's get the word out there that we're back. We're back, yep. Baby.
All right. So is that our take-home message? We are back.
We're back.
All right, everyone on mute, and we say we are back.
We are back, baby.
We are back. We are back. We are back in the business.
Yeah.
Back.
We are back.
2024.
Happy New Year.
God is with us.
Back.
Hari.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Mama H.